Welcome.
They let us back.
They let us back in. It's a special July 4th weekend edition of Weekend Live. I'm here with Patrick McLaughlin.
Thank you, Bill. And it's only a matter before Bill, do your Schwarzenegger joke with the sunglasses.
No, you'll be back.
Four, three, two,
No,
one.
the problem is he's back. But you know who isn't here is
Miss Leroy.
yeah, Bridget is
Hopefully
under
Bridget's
the weather.
watching
Hopefully
us
doing
streaming.
better. Yeah. Maybe she'll be reading a novel. Jane Ubel-Meyer joins us from Bedside Reading. It's an incredible service that goes to places like
I'm gonna take the
Maidstone.
glasses off,
Yeah,
I'm
we
sorry.
can, we're not in witness protection anymore.
Oh my God, actually, it's kind of better with these lenses. It's like,
Really?
cool.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know if you recognize these glasses. Jim Varney wore them in Ernest Goes to Camp.
Okay. Anyway, Jane is going to talk to us all about her program. Authors get exposure in hotels all around the country, 7 of them here in the Hamptons, and she will tell us where. The Maidstone Arms just reopened this week, and there was a grand opening party. She and I were there, and they gave
Well,
us
thanks for
some-
inviting
Well,
me,
they sent you a
guys.
towel. You got a towel.
They're nice towels.
And we are most importantly telling you about the weather for the next for the 4-day holiday period, but also where the fireworks are happening. So this is Hamptons Live. Weekend Live is what's happening in the Hamptons now. The show is all about you. We're going to talk in a real estate roundtable. We'll tell you about some open houses even happening on the holiday weekend. And there's a new Indiana Jones movie. We'll
Yes,
tell you when
there
that's
is.
playing. I've
Yes,
seen
sir.
it. I can recommend it, but I'll tell you with a couple of asterisks. And who else is on the show?
We have actually.
We're gonna
do our weekly real estate roundtable
Correct.
with John Brady from Saunders Real Estate and Melissa Cohn, Ravis Home Mortgage. Once again, we're going to talk about how the market. A lot of doomsayers out there saying the market was going to tank and it didn't. So
Okay.
we're going to be discussing that. And then we have
Rental market strong this holiday weekend?
no, it's still, well, we'll ask
Yeah,
John.
let's
But
ask
Marco Gladwell's here. He has a really cool line of Hampton-specific clothing line,
Yeah,
I guess.
sweatshirts with its own logo that even my daughter Lily at Michigan was like, I've heard all about that. I've seen it. It's
Hampton's
really
Hobby
cool.
Club. And
So
also-
she's going to be bitterly disappointed when I don't bring home one of those. But she'll love the towel. Anyway,
They're mine.
we've got a tremendous amount to get to. And first of all, I guess the weather. The July 4th weather is brought to you by Douglas Elliman and the Melissa Cohn Group with William Ravis Mortgage. And let's cut right to the chase. July 4th, a high in the low 80s and a low in the upper 60s. There's a 25% possibility of a stray thunderstorm.
Stray
Saturday-
thunder what?
Thunderstorm.
Oh, thunderstorm.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Saturday, Sunday, high in the low to mid 70s, overnight low in the upper 60s, 50% chance on Sunday, unfortunately, of some showers at times, and there will be a thunderstorm Sunday night. Sun rises at 5:21, sets at 8:24.
That's
and
late. That's
there's a
late.
full moon.
Oh, cool. Cool. Well, you know what? You might not. You know what people are talking about this weekend? Wasn't that a TV show? People are talking with Richard Bay. Wasn't his name Richard Bay? Anyway, we digress. But people are talking about the smoke. The air quality is not great this weekend. If you haven't noticed, there's still some of that smoke from Canada coming down, and there are some warnings out there for people. So be careful if you're going out and exercising this weekend.
We had a reprieve, and it seemed like it was clearing up. It was better out here than it was in the city, is what we're told. There were those particle numbers that were in the 300s in the city. They were like 25 down here. But
Right.
we were told 2 weeks ago that when we thought it was all gone, that the fires are still continuing up there, and we're going to continue to get that smoke, and it's happening this weekend.
And speaking of smoke, we probably got smoke from Tiffany's. I thought this is a great headline. Barbecue at Tiffany's. Oh wait, what you're going to do?
Yeah, what happened?
The
That
brand
store
new
just
place-
reopened. They spent like
Just
$500
reopened,
million.
and
Yeah.
they have a huge fire. So we're getting smoke from not only Canada, we're getting it from.
So they're going to have a fire sale. Maybe.
Yeah.
Barbecue at Tiffany's.
Barbecue, not breakfast, but barbecue.
No, barbecue. And by the way, you're gonna be barbecuing a lot this weekend, and you're gonna wonder,
Fireworks.
when are the fireworks? Now, the interesting thing about the Hamptons, if you've never been out here before, is there's no two Hamptons that celebrates the fireworks at the same time. So fireworks around the Hamptons, here we go. Saturday, Amagansett gets them at the Devon Yacht Club, 9:15, with a rain date for Sunday. Montauk's Umbrella Beach is on Tuesday, the 4th, the traditional 4th at
Right.
9 p.m. And Southampton North Sea Road is doing it Sunday night. Fresh Air is Home's 36th annual picnic with the Grucci fireworks shot off a barge in Shinnecock Bay were Friday night, June 30th.
Those are really spectacular ones. If
Yeah.
you haven't gone, they're definitely worth going.
West Hampton Country Club is doing it Monday, July 3rd. Sag Harbor is doing it Saturday night by Grucci also, and you can tune to WLNG 92.1 for a music show somehow synced to the fireworks. I have no idea how they do that.
I guess they're gonna do, what is it, John Philip Sousa or something. I
That
think.
Bill Evans is a genius. Finally, Main Beach in East Hampton respects the wildlife and does their 4th of July fireworks on
August 19th.
Saturday.
They're saving the
August 19th.
piping plover, which
Yeah,
tastes,
that's
which
been this
some people say
ongoing
tastes like
controversy
chicken. but-
for years and years and years. So that's who's doing the fireworks on the days that they're doing them this holiday weekend. We're glad you're joining us. If you flipped around looking for a town council meeting, you're in the right place but the wrong day. This is LTV. We snuck in here on the weekend and they've given us a television show. I don't know why.
Bill, they
We're
keep letting
live.
us back. They keep letting us back. I
We're
don't know
live
why.
and we prove it. Yeah,
Every
we've
day.
got the combo to the
Ooh,
lot.
the ice, we have ice. We
This
just
is
got ice
exciting.
and this is an exciting show today.
If you're watching us live, thank you. Head out to the Hamptons, but start early. The traffic has been brutal since yesterday, and it is now my great pleasure to introduce our first guest.
Yes, Bill, why don't you tell everyone about Jane Ubel, Mayor?
Jane is an old friend, and when you were producing Fox and Friends, she was actually on the red carpet with me at lots of the pre-Oscar events.
Soirees.
And she had the swag bag.
Oh,
She
cool.
actually invented the swag bag. Jane, come on up and have a seat.
And Jane, I didn't know Jane was telling me she worked at GMA and she worked with Regis and
Regis.
But she's here now.
I'm here now.
So
Exactly.
how far we have all fallen.
We have, really. Actually, I feel like I graduated, so I'm happy to be here.
Is that what it is, a graduation?
It's a
Cool.
graduation.
Yeah, I mean, GMA was a training ground for a lot of the people that we worked with over the years. I'm gonna prop up some of these books and you're gonna tell us what bedside reading really is.
So bedside reading started, actually, you'll love this one, Bill. I was in my early 20s, just a few years ago,
Uh-huh.
and I was dating a guy who I was crazy about, and he said to me, Jane, if you learn how to scuba dive, I'll take you to the Caribbean. So
Is that an open offer for everyone or
It
just for you
was.
specifically?
I went-
And you
it was-
bought that?
I bought it, I jumped into the YMCA pool,
Right.
got certified.
Cool.
We went to the Caribbean, we're about to go to the hotel, we're at the hotel, we're about to go into the room, and he goes, you know, Jane, I really like you, but not interested.
Oh, wow.
Heartbreaker for a 22-year-old. But the only thing that saved my
He
7
waited to
days,
get you down there?
literally got me down there and said not interested. Literally for 7 days, the only thing that saved my life was that I had taken Anne Wright's book, 547 pages.
Ooh, which one was it?
It was called Cry to Heaven. It was one of her very first books.
Wow.
And I devoured it, and I always remembered whenever you travel, take a book, because you never know if some guy's gonna dump you. No, I'm
Right.
kidding.
That's a good story.
Although, in your case, I would have not brought the book just to make sure it didn't happen.
Right.
But,
Well, there you
but
go.
anyway, it was the brainchild for this business, which now supplies some of the top hotels around the country and 7 out here in the Hamptons.
Yes, so.
And they get a new little stack every couple of months?
No, every month we deliver like 7, 8, 9 books. We are at the Southampton Inn in Southampton,
Wonderful.
1708 House. We're at the Maidstone, which we love. We love them all, actually. Mill House Inn in
Right.
East Hampton. We are at the Journey East Hampton, Marham in Montauk.
Oh, wonderful.
And let's see, I think
Baker?
that's Baker House,
Oh,
1650.
cool.
That's right. So,
Where they're doing tea in the afternoon, we learned last week on
right,
the
and now
show.
they'll have tea and they can have books as well.
They can read and have tea.
Right.
We have your
exactly.
website, I think. Can we pull that up, Jay, and show everyone a little bit about bedside?
Yeah, bedside reading.
Bedside reading?
Bedsidereading.com.
Yeah, okay, not yet, we're
Okay.
working on
Okay.
it. Good, we're
So-
live and we prove it every day.
Okay, so one of the reasons why I do this in the Hamptons.
Sorry, Jay.
I just want to share this is that because I am an avid reader and I really believe that everybody that travels should have a companion with them because the
Right.
person with them may not be the right person. And really, it's also important to really promote literacy. And so we have books for children. We
Oh, yeah.
have, yeah, great children's book.
Lost Umbrella, here, I'm
Right.
gonna hold
If
some
you're-
of these up.
if you
Or
are
actually, Jane,
obsessed-
you can do it.
There you
Ah,
go.
there you go.
Whatever.
Yeah.
If you're obsessed with the Kennedys, We have a new book by Kate Story, White House by the Sea, literally about the inside of Hannahsport and everything that
Oh,
went
wow.
on there over the years. So it's a
She's
brand
her
new book.
own roadie, ladies and gentlemen. She does
There you
all
go.
of her own stunts. There's Jane
That's right,
Bellmeyer
exactly.
holding up book after
Right,
book.
exactly.
Uh,
And we have books for on leadership, on economics. And we had Amanda Fairbanks.
Right. Amanda
And-
wrote that controversial Boys of Montauk.
Boys
was it
of
called?
Montauk,
Yeah,
right.
that was-
Oh,
that everybody
okay.
in Montauk was
Exactly.
ready to hunt her down, so she
I
moved to Sag
know,
Harbor.
it's been great.
She's fine.
She is, that's right, she
happy
is
for her.
fine and she's wonderful, yes. So, but the whole point about bedside reading is that, you know, we love physical books, so, but when COVID hit, everybody was very nervous about placing products in hotels.
Right.
So we launched a new program, it's called On the Download. So in every hotel room, we have bookmarks and we can actually give them away here, but you can download audiobooks, ebooks, podcasts,
Oh, how cool.
meditations.
How
So
cool.
it's digital and we're green and sustainable, or old-fashioned people like me, I love to take a book in my hand and really sit by the pool and read a
They
book.
still
nothing
make
be-
books.
There's nothing better than holding a book, and then the big accomplishment is when you're done, you get to put it on the bookshelf.
Exactly.
It's like a trophy.
Right, some of the hotels actually have lending libraries, or in our case, we want people to take the books home.
Right, that's the, well, I was just gonna
That's
ask you,
the
you
unique
actually
part of
encourage
this.
them to steal the book.
Yes,
and-
right, and some of our hotels will have cards that say, you know, hotel and bedside reading, providing complimentary books, take us home,
Complimentary.
unplug, share the book, take us home. That's why we replenish all of the books once a month.
That's
Hey,
fantastic.
This is our July 4th selection, and it's curated by a
Yeah.
team. We have
Yeah, we
8
got it.
people at Bedside Reading who are insane.
Are there
about-
normally this many books?
Yes,
Here's
well,
the
this is-
Marion
this one
Davies
we have-
book, which is great.
That's a great,
I know about
awesome
this.
book, yes.
The Blue Butterfly.
Is it a novel or is it nonfiction?
It's historical fiction, is
Oh,
what they
cool.
call it, right, and Leslie is a wonderful author, writer, and we have some books that are really, you put your head in there and you can't come up for air, so. We have a book on aging gently, so here
Oh, I
it
need
is.
that. Yeah.
Yes,
That's
yes,
great.
here you go. A delightful little book of aging, here you go.
Okay.
Bill needs that.
You can
Take
take
that.
that, you can take that home.
And you have a magazine. Are
Right.
you the fold-out in this,
So
or?
not the fold out, I'm the cover girl,
Yes, you
right,
are.
so, exactly.
Bill
What-
wants to know how he can be the centerfold.
You know, he was in our first edition, actually.
Was
With
he?
all my
Yes.
clothes on, with Mrs. McCuddy. We were in the
Exactly.
backyard, I think,
Well,
advertising
we asked you
something.
for a recipe for some kind of drink, your favorite
Oh,
drink,
right.
so that was really fun.
Right.
And
Was it a Shirley Temple or?
a little watermelon margarita or daiquiri
Ooh,
or
who
something.
knew?
It
Kate
was
Pasa
something,
gave us the
something
recipe.
fun. I can't
Hey, in the
remember.
last 30 seconds we have, just your favorite memory from doing all those red carpets all those years. I mean, we were literally on the red carpet at like 4 or 5 in the morning to be on.
Right, with.
In your
with-
Fox and
tuxedo,
Friends.
Well,
Talks
I have like an evening attire and Bill we had diamonds and we had trips and products and it was crazy time. But one of my favorite stories actually is, I'm sorry to say, is not with you, Bill.
Okay.
I love you to pieces.
Oh, I wish we had more time. Well, thank you, Jane.
Joan Rivers brought me on and said,
Ah.
all right, Jane, tell me, what is this? What are we doing?
Right.
So it was really a treat to be with Joan and it was.
She was great.
She was fantastic.
We would interview her every year, and every year it was, move the camera back more. She didn't want any kind of I said, Joan, it's not 60 minutes, but we got to see your face. Further back, further back. So she was great.
was
And her
always
daughter
nice.
was a lot of fun too.
Very nice lady.
Hey, listen, thank you for joining us. Bedsidereading.com, you can learn all about it. And if you're staying in any of the 7 hotels out here, please steal the books. They want you to take them home. Thanks, Jane. Thanks for
Thanks.
joining us.
Yeah, studio audience, come be fine for you.
Thank you.
Hey, if you're just joining us, this is Weekend Live, the Hamptons Now. Let's take a look at that weekend weather all the way through July 4th.
Here we go.
Give us
We're
an idea.
So
There you
July
go.
4th weekend, July 4th, it's gonna be high in the low 80s and a low in the upper 60s. Only a 25% possibility of a stray thunderstorm, as you said earlier. Saturday, high in the mid-70s. Actually, this sounds really promising, both
I tried to make it upbeat.
Saturday. Sunday, high in the low to mid-70s, overnight low in the upper 60s, 50% chance of showers. We should have had Jane read this. She's much better than I am at this.
She loves to read.
Chance of
She said it
showers.
was about
She's a
literacy.
reader. She's a reader. I'm not a reader. 50% chance of showers at times and thunderstorms Sunday night. Sunrise at 5:21 and set at 8:24. So if you want that table at Beacon or CC, you probably want to get there. I would say probably around
You know, that's a good reason to know what time
7
the sun
o'clock.
sets.
So
That's
that way
fine.
you're there for the sunset at 8:24. And Bill, there's a full moon. That's
right.
my werewolf
I'll
imitation.
warn Mrs. McCuddy.
Monday high 76, low 67, with scattered thunder showers. Sun up at 5:21 and setting again at 8:24. Humidity all weekend around 85% with a little
Yeah,
bit of that
it's a
smoke
sticky-
mixed in
sticky
from
weekend.
Canada.
As we told you earlier, some different cities out here, cities, towns, hamlets, whatever they're going by, have different days that they do the fireworks. We will tell you about those in just a few minutes, but why don't we bring our next guest on board?
I think we should do the real estate roundtable.
All right, is it that time?
Yeah, should we play music or something like the dating game song?
I want to remind folks that the weather they just heard is brought to you by the good folks at Douglas Elliman and the Melissa Cohn Group with William Rivas.
Rivas Mortgage. Come on, guys.
All right, step on into the hot seat. I'll let Patrick do the heavy lifting on this one, but
And-
thank you. Thanks, Melissa, for your support.
My pleasure.
So one of the bottom line is everyone kept saying the market's going to crash, and gosh, it didn't happen, did it, guys? John,
Not so far, not so far.
inventory's up though.
It is, it's actually, it's up by about 20-something percent. So inventory is actually up, closings is actually up by twice the amount since April.
Oh,
So
cool.
we're starting to see a lot of different signs that it's not gloom and doom, it's not.
Right.
And I come from, my original business was a lot of the foreclosure business, as you know.
Right.
And that was never, not even half of 1% of the inventory to begin with. So.
The Hamptons market, we didn't see the foreclosures like everyone else did. I mean, there was,
No.
I'm not saying we didn't have any, but they were few and far between.
It was, and you know what, the reality is, we live in a place that it's a destination place, it's not gonna go anytime soon, unless the ocean dries up, you know what I mean?
That would be a bigger problem.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I wouldn't worry about real estate if the ocean
No,
dried up,
no.
so there you go.
I think you need something a lot bigger before the desirability to go away.
Well, a lot of people were talking about the fact that the market tanked and like, I guess '08 was probably our last big crash, was because lending was so loose back then. Ain't the case now, right, Melissa?
Oh, it's not the case at all.
So,
Well, a part of the problem is that interest rates are more than double where they were, a little
Right.
over a year ago. So the fact that rates are so much higher makes the affordability that much tougher. And so that sort of tightens the guidelines without the banks doing anything. And banks really haven't changed any of their lending guidelines, but they're basically sticking to the rules. We're
Right.
not seeing banks making exceptions on loan to value, making exceptions on credit scores. So they basically, everyone wants a good, clean borrower. And a bigger problem that we're beginning to experience out here, I'm sorry to say, and it's a nationwide issue, is that, after the failure of First Republic and Silicon Valley Bank, the secondary market, which is sort of a self-serving one in the jumbo marketplace, has really tightened up. And we've actually watched a lot of lenders raise their rates for jumbo loans more than they really necessarily have to. Just trying to see, where will the liquidity be for lending as we go through the summer. And, I've talked to a couple of banks over the course of the past week, and, they seem to think that hopefully by the end of the summer that things should hopefully start to loosen up again. Hopefully we will see the Fed at the end of its rate hiking cycle by September.
Right.
And, we will look forward to things getting better. I mean, banks want to lend, but they want to lend within the boundaries that they provide us.
right. So John, what are you seeing? Are most buyers out here, they're financing, aren't they, for the most part?
Yeah, even if they're buying cash, they're replacing with a mortgage later, so they're still financing. I mean, look, when I bought my house, I was at, I think, an 8% rate. It didn't stop me from wanting to own a home,
Right,
Right.
and so I think people just got so used to the rates being almost free, the money.
right.
When you're going less than 3% at times, I mean, that's like,
Well,
it's
think
almost
about
free.
people that are borrowing at 3 and 4% today are borrowing at a rate lower than the rate of inflation. So they're basically borrowing money for free right now.
That's a good
If
point,
you
really
think
good
about
point.
it, so that's why those people are not putting those homes on the market because there's
Right.
no point to do that.
Exactly.
But people that are buying today and taking higher rates, you know, you can still find rates in the 5s if you've got a decently large loan and you're willing to give a bank some money. Other than that, rates are in the 6s. But people should look at it as a bridge loan, because when rates are lower in a year or two, they'll all refinance. And when rates come down, prices will go up.
Right, and how much, when, I always hear that when they say park money with the bank, you'll get a private, member type rate. How much money are we talking about?
You know,
Typically, is
if
there-
you wanna find a rate.
I'll just leave, you two just keep
Okay,
talking.
That's fine, we're good. If you wanna
Here,
find.
have a seat, I'm gonna go there.
If you wanna find a rate, like I have a couple of banks that still have rates that are in the high 4s, but you have to plan on moving anywhere from like $1 to $2 million in order to get that rate. And banks wanna see that money in the bank post-closing. So let's say you're buying a house for $5 million and you wanna borrow $3 million, you can't deposit the $2 million to that bank and say, I'm gonna use that as my down payment. So it has to be spare change, so to
Right.
speak.
By
Actually,
the way, I thought that was a really good question I had.
you did, John, you are the man. You had great questions. Like I said, I'm gonna
You should
just.
go on TV.
That's it.
John,
that's it.
John, just.
McLaughlin,
come back,
you're
come back,
fired.
Come back, John.
That's
No,
it.
anyway, do we have the current interest rates right now, Jake? Can we see them? What's going on, and Melissa can walk us through that?
And I'm merging over right now.
There we go. So, yeah. Can you see that, Melissa?
No, not at all.
All right, so we're talking about 15-year fixed conforming. There-
6.25.
6.25.
Basically, what you're seeing is you're seeing that basically all rates are in the 6s.
Right,
What's happened over the course of the past 3 months is that the rates on the adjustables have come up more than the fixed rate mortgages have. So the difference between a fixed and adjustable is not that great. It's actually easier to get approved on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage than it is on an adjustable, because with an adjustable rate, banks qualify you at a rate that's above the start rate. But on a 30-year fix, you qualify at that actual starting rate.
ooh, well, that's good stuff. That is good stuff. John, what do you think is gonna happen over the next few months out here in the Hamptons for the market?
I mean, I think we're gonna kind of to stay to our course. I mean, look, the reality is a lot of people that were able to sell did, as far as the locals.
Right.
The ones who didn't probably won't unless they're moving out of state.
Well, they have the golden handcuffs, as everyone keeps saying right now.
Basically, yeah, and I think, look, it's, you're gonna see more inventory come on, that's the nature of it, it's just part of, we're in what I would call a regular market. We're not in a crazy market, it's a regular market, price reductions is something regular. So I don't look at it any different, I think it's another day at our job.
Cool. Now, if people want to reach you, Melissa, they can go Google you, William Ravis Mortgage.
Correct. Or just Google my name.
Just Google
You'll find
Melissa
me.
Cohn, you'll follow her. I find her. John Brady, Saunders and
So
Associates.
just Google me too.
Just Google me. There's a great story. There's a broker out here once who, when I first came
Okay.
out here, said, Google me. I'm like,
Actually, she told me the same thing.
we're talking about the same
Yeah,
person then.
yeah.
Yeah. Just
I
Google
couldn't believe
me.
it, I was like, okay.
Okay, I'll Google you.
thanks.
Unfortunately, the police blotter came up.
How
I
do you
think
spell
it's
that?
funny to be found on Google.
Thanks, guys, for
Thanks,
coming in
guys.
once again. Awesome
for joining
roundtable,
us.
once again.
Always good information in that segment, and Patrick, you've been replaced. John is joining us next week and will be the host of the show.
I think John Brady would be a great host, actually. I didn't realize how hard this is with just two of us here.
Really?
I'm like, I'm like, tee
You're
off the
just
Bridget.
tuning in, Bridget
Tee off the
Leroy,
Bridget.
our third wheel.
And I'm
is-
sweating
we
too.
wanna
I'm gonna take
get
this
you-
off.
We'll give you a sweatshirt to wear in just a
Oh,
second.
good.
Hey, do we, I have no idea what's next. Jason, is there any way we can look at,
What's
you
coming
wanna show
to
the
town?
movies that are coming out? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk for a second about, I saw last night, or recently, we like to say on the show, but it was last night,
Right.
the new Indiana Jones film.
And
It's good. Is it great? No. James Mangold, who did Ford v Ferrari and Logan, who's a great director,
Right.
is sort of doing his version of a Steven Spielberg movie. But I'll tell you what makes it worth the whole
seeing Harrison
price of
Ford
admission.
de-aged.
seeing Harrison Ford de-aged, which I didn't think worked in a film like The Irishman with De Niro and everyone,
Right.
but when they start the movie, and I'm not giving anything away, he's captured when they pull the
Hood, mask,
yeah,
whatever.
the bag they put over his head if they kidnapped him. There's Indy from 40 years ago, and
Right.
it works like gangbusters. I think it's money well spent. Go see it.
As bad as everyone hated the last Indiana Jones movie,
Crystal thing,
with the Crystal Skull, it was still better
yeah.
than most of the, in my humble opinion, than those superhero movies, which are also formulaic. It's like A,
So
B,
if
C,
we
D.
get some of the rain we were talking about, and you do want to go to the movies, let's take a look at what time they're running. This is at Sag Harbor Cinema. That's where I saw Indiana Jones, the best screens out here. It is The Dial of Destiny, about time travel. And
You just
plenty of
gave it
showings.
away, Bill.
No, it's not and in East Hampton, also playing there, along with No Hard Feelings, that smutty little Jennifer Lawrence movie, that is actually supposed to be pretty good. And The Flash, which I have not seen. Elemental also, the new Pixar movie that they say is better than the last few Pixars, but not as great as the Toy Stories or some of the original ones.
Yeah, but the Jennifer Lawrence movie, I think that's already on iTunes or something. I think you can actually download it already.
Really?
Yeah, that was like,
So
yeah.
the
yeah.
theaters are thanking you for that plug.
But The Flash, I kind of want to see on the big screen, but I don't think it's going to be around much longer because it's kind of waning for lack of
Well,
a
I can
better
tell
word.
you because I know that Hollywood is lengthening the window. They had made it much shorter during COVID,
yeah.
and they would do some day and date and then a week later or 2 weeks later, but they're trying to get that back to that 30-day window. Everything outlined for your weekend is in Dan's. This is maybe the heaviest one I've ever had. You can actually bench press with it. This is like the Bible out here, and it's got
You can do an
everything that's
aerobics little tape. No, instead of Jane Fonda, we'll have Bill lifting Dan.
Okay, thank you. Yes, that'll be a meme. Fireworks around the Hamptons. I told you we would tell you when they are, and as we explained, if you're just tuning in, this is Weekend Live, the Hamptons Now. Fireworks are all different times and places around here. East Hampton doesn't do them until August 19th, as we were explaining, but the other towns, West Hampton is doing it Monday night on the 3rd, Sag Harbor is doing it Saturday night. The Grucci show that was part of the Fresh Air annual picnic was Friday night, so you missed that one. So what I'm saying is don't look for it Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. Southampton is doing North Sea Road Sunday night. Montauk's Umbrella Beach is the only one that's doing it on the 4th. And so we also want to tell you that the only 4th of July parade that happens out here, it's always happened in Southampton. It's happening Tuesday from 10 a.m. till about 1 p.m. So it's a 3-hour.
But if you want to stay in this weekend and don't want to deal with traffic, you can always wait for East Hampton to do the fireworks on August 19th.
August 19th is right.
Because they're saving the piping plover.
So we just did, do we have the ability now to look at some open houses? Because that's the other thing we love to do on this show. We'll tell you about tag sales in a minute, but we've got some open houses that are happening around the Hamptons. We're down to 103. I don't know if you've been watching this show. We've been talking about how many open houses there've been, and we topped out a couple weeks ago at like 150, now 103.
Well, speaking on behalf of brokers, they kind of understand, it's 4th of July weekend, people are doing barbecues, they're avoiding traffic, they're not really running out to go do
Well,
open
and they
houses.
might be rented.
And
I
they
mean,
may be
they-
rented.
they-
Actually, this weekend, if you haven't been out yet, I guess everyone's out here because they're watching us on local cable, but the traffic is just horrendous because you have everyone coming out from the city moving into their homes. This is a big turnover weekend for July
The
rentals.
person that was gonna do our traffic reports is stuck in traffic, so they
Yeah,
can't
but
get it.
don't-
One Mariner Drive is in Southampton on Saturday. I think we can show some of these.
Do we have
houses
pictures of
that
the
they- yeah.
houses? Some of the
Um,
slides? There we go.
122 Haygrind, here we go. Let's just motor through these, Jason, and folks can see where they are and on what days. And if you're interested in any of these. you
That's a
can
really
Google them.
interesting house, actually, the last one on Sunset Beach Road. Hans
really?
Creek is another great location. Oh, this one, okay, yeah. It's actually big sweeping front lawn, and if you drive down Sunset Beach Road, you can't miss it. It's really.
We are public television and not allowed to tell you exactly what these are going for, but you can tell from the, you can Google the addresses,
It's more,
obviously.
it's more than $50, I guess. Can we say that?
Thank you, thank you.
479 Hans Creek Road, Northwest Woods. That's right outside the village. Great location. And one more, 12 Sag Road. I want to play on that tennis court. Doesn't that
Oh,
look
that
nice?
looks expensive. I don't know.
I'm going to convert it to a pickleball court.
That's a
though.
lot of dough.
I'm going to
And you
convert it to
got
pickleball.
Walk to Cornfield, that's nice.
Okay.
Okay.
Walk to Lowe's and find
Why do you
Lowe's
guys
ambitious.
always lie? Walk to beach. If you're
No, we're
Gandhi-
not allowed to say
if
walk
you're
to
Gandhi,
beach.
you can walk to beach.
John, help me here.
South of the highway is not 495, realtors, and room for pool table should not be in the description of a very small lot. No?
Can we show the Indiana Jones clip because I want to see it again?
Oh, do we have that? Sure.
We do. Do we have it, Jay?
Indiana Jones.
Archimedes died.
I've been looking for this all my life. You stole it.
Then you stole it.
And then I stole it.
This Friday, this is gold, ancient gold. His final adventure
What's that?
will be his greatest.
Come on!
This is it. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Rated PG-13. Tickets on sale now.
Wow, that was quick. I thought that was 3 minutes
We
long.
thought it was longer than that.
That was a
Hey,
3-minute
we're
long.
live TV and we prove it every day. And tell us who's joining us now.
Marco Gladwell joins us. He is the founder, president, CEO, executive, and big dude in charge of Hampton's Hobby Club. So I've been seeing these sweatshirts. They've sort of popped up. All of a sudden, I'm seeing them kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
How long have you been? First of all, you started as an attorney, correct?
I started in law, went to finance, but I always had a passion for fashion,
Right.
for creativity, and that was no longer really feeding my soul. So I figured, let me try my hand at starting a clothing brand, and as I looked into it, it made more and more sense. So like in law and like in finance, I kind of learned everything I had to learn. I dove into the design, I dove into sourcing materials, and finding out where the best cotton was made, and worked with a great graphic artist to design
Where is the
logo.
best cotton made?
The best cotton right now is made in Portugal.
Oh,
wow,
So
cool.
all the hoodies are 100% organic cotton, and they are actually
They
imported
feel
from
good. They're
Portugal.
they're heavy too. They're really heavy.
They're a heavyweight
beefy.
hoodie, and you probably want to
And
know,
there's-
well, okay, Hamptons is about the summer, why heavyweight? And the
Right.
thing is although they're heavy, and that's where the industry is trending, they
Right.
breathe well. So I made them French terry, so there's no fleece inside, there's no polyester, there's no spandex. So they're made to get out of the ocean and throw them on, and dry your body.
It gets cold in here, by the way.
It gets cold
It does
at
get
the
cold,
ocean
you're
at
right.
night, or.
And by the way, June was cold here. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, it sounds like rich world problems, but I've only been in my pool once this summer so
Oh,
far.
yeah.
So,
We
but
should start a charity for you.
but I mean, Hampton's Hobby Club. Tell us about the name.
Yeah, where'd that come from?
So the name
As I'm
the
moving
name
through.
kind of came from the design of the logo. So I kind of put the cart before the horse. I designed the logo as a modern abstract interpretation of the traditional smiley face. So the smiley face is universally, I think, recognized as the symbol for happiness. And so what I wanted to do is kind of give a nod to the artistic community out here, and played with kind of the bold lines and the symmetry of the smiley face. And
We
then
have
the
one.
name really came from that. Initially, it was a group of artists that gravitated towards the logo and the hoodies. And I wanted some inclusivity, and that's where the club came from.
Now, is this an expensive club? What does one of these go for?
You're not allowed to say. You're not allowed to
Oh,
say.
that's right, we
We
aren't.
can't say.
Okay,
So-
but they're
So we
reasonable.
can't say,
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
They're reasonable, and the price. What went into the price point is obviously the materials, the design, the cut. I wanted laid back sophistication that was still accessible to locals and visitors.
Right.
I wanted to keep everyone in mind, and it ended up working out pretty well so far. So
How many
I'm happy.
have you sold?
We've sold hundreds of them. So we
Okay.
have distribution in Connecticut, in the Midwest. We're here in Sag Harbor at Sagtown Collective. And then I have my e-commerce platform, GladwellClothing.com. So
Oh, yeah, tell us that again, what is it?
GladwellClothing.com.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've sold, I'd say hundreds. I don't really have a count. I have more of a dollar amount in my head.
Right.
Well, you don't need to talk about the
No,
dollar
that's okay.
amount. How much do you have in your account? No, just kidding.
So,
And you're
but-
wanting this to sort of take off. I mean, this is the viral place it'll begin, but hopefully everybody will want to be like, if it said Malibu, we'd all be wearing it. If it said,
Well,
Palm
that's the
Beach or
thing.
whatever.
I think the Hamptons has universal recognition, and people want to be a part of what we're doing out here. And
It's true,
even
yeah.
if they're not, they want to at least represent it. And I've shipped out to Louisiana, California, Nevada, all over the country, and people who have never been out here. So it's nice to see. But the ultimate goal, I think, is to scale it into a Palm Beach Hobby Club and a Malibu Hobby Club and Aspen Hobby Club,
Oh, okay.
Resort Town Hobby Club apparel that is elevated and sophisticated without being pretentious.
Same
Well-
smiley face? Wouldn't the Palm Beach one be just kind of a flat smile?
It
That
would be
kind
a,
of-
a,
the one
a
they do
flat,
down
maybe,
there?
maybe a flat, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe with the eyes that are a little too abnormal looking.
This is
kind
There's
of.
a lot of
Can you make that?
inspiration taking place right here, so
Speaking
thank
of
you.
inspiration, you were telling us about one of the blue shirt. Like you have one blue sweatshirt. Do we have it here with the?
Is it this?
Here it
Oh,
is.
no, here we go.
This is a really
The
interesting one.
cloud.
Yeah.
Incoming.
The cloud I actually
Don't have. Oh, this is
It might be towards the,
towards the bottom of. Here we go.
All right.
There we go.
Yeah, that works, just walking around.
so this
We
is,
gotta get the shark fin thing going
We
here.
this is the cloud. So the cloud is kind of, what I work the hardest on
Ooh,
creating.
Cloud.
And, what brought me out here was not so much the Hamptons per se, as it was the beauty of
Here,
the
it's got a
the
little
springs.
attitude now. It's got that kind of crossed arm thing.
Yeah.
Was the beauty of the springs in particular, and Girard Drive.
Yeah.
So I really took inspiration from the skies of, the springs.
Right.
And this was meant to represent the clouds. So I worked with a dye house in Long Island City to get that effect. It's not a typical tie-dye, it's actually dyed and then color removed by hand. So each piece is individual and original, and
Some are cloudier than others.
some are cloudier than others, actually, yeah.
This one
So
looks like about a 50% chance of clouds.
That's, I would say partly sunny.
Partly sunny.
Yeah, and, but
So-
yeah, so they all vary a good deal, but they're all special in their own way, and I'm most proud of those.
Right now, you're just doing sweatshirts, but you have plans to expand and do some more.
The
Sort of
plan
items.
right now is to expand,
Sweatpants,
t-shirts will
sweatband.
be coming in soon,
Right.
sweatpants, socks,
Oh, cool.
and then keep that for
You
a
have
while.
hats though now too.
Hats, mesh
yeah.
hats. So right now it's predominantly hooded sweatshirts, crew neck sweatshirts, and then the mesh hats.
And this is now your full-time gig? This is it?
You know what? I didn't anticipate it becoming my full-time gig, but it required so much energy and effort
Right.
and just time that it took over kind of a great deal of,
It's better than lawyering or Wall Streeting, right?
It's nice to create is all I can say.
Right.
I feel like we're on Shark Tank and I need to make you an offer. Because
Yeah.
I want a piece of this. I really want to be a part of this.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
I also feel honestly like we're the bottom, like the what do we call it? The
Bottom
ground
feeders?
floor of something that's gonna take off, and we were here first. We saw it, we got it when it
I
was just
appreciate it,
beginning.
Bill, thank you.
Make sure he didn't steal one. I seriously. But
Well,
I
you're
will
never
say,
getting these.
I literally, I met Marco on the street. I kept seeing these around. I'm like of course they were in Carissa.
Mhm.
And just walking around, and then I didn't know it was you and your brand, and I said, hey, dude, what are these things? These Hamptons Hobby Club, and you're
It's
like,
an
well, I
exclusive,
started
and we
it.
did it, you saw it here first.
And once again, where if someone wants to go buy a Hamptons Hobby Club sweatshirt, they can do it. Tell me where.
GladwellClothing.com, I have local delivery, and, or if you want to shop in person, or exclusively at Sagtown Collective at 78 Main Street in Sag Harbor.
You'll take them, if they order it on Gladwell, you'll show up, knock on the door and
I'll
go,
show up.
as
and,
seen on TV.
As seen on TV.
Well, it's LTV, but still.
There was,
So there's two options. Sag Harbor is pretty centrally located,
Right,
obviously. So either of those options should work.
okay, thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks for joining us.
Marco,
It's a
thank
great
you, sir.
story.
Good
Thank
to
you,
see
Patrick.
you. Always
I
awesome having you
appreciate it.
here.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Bill.
man.
Thank you.
And make sure you count every sweatshirt. We
I
wanna
have
make
all
sure you
them.
get them
Okay,
all
we're gonna-
back.
no one's calling the police yet. Oh, look,
Okay.
our,
What?
his logo would look good with ours.
Oh, his
See?
logo does
Kinda-
look kind of like
Yeah,
ours.
they kind of complement one another. What's up next?
I don't know, Bill, you tell me.
This is apparently what Bridget used to do.
Yeah,
Bridget,
Bridget
please
used to
come
be
back, please, huh?
Police
Oh,
blotter. Oh,
there's
no,
no
we
police
can't.
blotter. We're
We didn't
skipping
get to
over
the police
police
blotter.
No one got arrested in an amusing way this week.
Yeah.
So we'll skip
I'm trying,
that.
looking at the newspapers, the kids graduated in Sag Harbor, that's great, yay, throw their hats
Oh,
in
I
the
know
air.
what I did wrong.
What'd you do
These-
wrong?
These are the tag sales. These weren't the open houses. Thank God they got it right in the control room.
Oh,
Do
God.
we have the tag sale, little bumper thing or the little, that's coming. Okay, yeah, this weekend, we've talked about this. This is where the celebrities go. This is where you see Barbara Streisand if she's in town. Joy Behar goes every week. It's, the tag sales. And
Here we
here's the list, during this long holiday weekend. Handmade quilts, rugs, and linens at 1 Mariner Drive. High-end fashion at 122 Hayground in Watermill. At 17 Meeting House Lane, there is vintage furniture, and that'll
Vintage furniture.
That'll be marked down at the end. LPs and books. Maybe one of Jane Yubel-Meyer's books is there. And One Shady Path in Bridgehampton Saturday. Designer clothes, shoes, handbags, children's clothing and toys. Those are just 4 of the many out here this holiday weekend. Again, going to be humid all weekend long. Might rain on Monday and could rain Sunday night. Other than that, we're gonna have a nice weekend.
Apparently, if someone's playing Loverboy, that's a ringer.
Okay, great.
Everybody's working. For
We
the
can't
weekend.
believe this is a show either, but
No.
thank you for tuning in. This is a special edition. It's the weekend live for the holidays, and
Yeah.
this is July 4th.
It is the big
Any
July
big
4th
plans?
weekend. Yeah, yes, coming, hello. But you know what, I wanna talk about tag sales for a second.
Oh.
I sold a house recently to someone in East Hampton, and the homeowner, she's got an incredible sense of style. She has been perusing, apparently Facebook Marketplace is like the place to go for these estate sales. And she's getting some really, she told me she got a Dunbar table, which is a mid-century modern designer, on Facebook Marketplace for like pennies on the dollar, so.
Yeah, Facebook Marketplace is, there's also something called Get Upside.
Bonnet, well, there's Bonnet Yard
Offer Up,
Sale.
I think it's called, and yeah, there's a couple of it, and 27 East is a great website that talks about a lot of the tag sales that are happening this weekend, so 27east.com is a good space and place to go do that. Also in the back of Dan's papers, there's a whole listing of tag sales every week, so, I need a
Do you
Gatorade.
need a breath?
I need a Gatorade after that.
I know,
This
well,
thing
that's
is like
because
the
Bridget
biggest-
fills a lot,
this-
like, she fills a lot of
this-
space here,
yes,
thank
she
God
did.
for Bridget.
Yeah.
Hopefully Bridget's feeling better. Sending
Yeah.
good wishes to Bridget. What else can we look at the movie theaters again and see what's playing and maybe take a
Yes,
little look at
sure,
Asteroid
Sure, if you're
City?
just joining us, we were talking about Indiana Jones, the new Dial of
Which
Destiny.
Bill gave a thumbs up to.
Which I
thank
gave
God.
a mild
Yeah,
thumbs up
City ready to
to.
go.
It's about
What's
2.5
that?
Asteroid City.
That's right.
Ah, did you see Asteroid City yet?
I have not seen Asteroid City, but as we saw, it is playing at Sag Harbor and also I think East. So, yeah, let's take a look at that trailer. Asteroid City is the new Wes Anderson.
You're not here.
We're not there.
Where are you?
Asteroid City.
Junior stargazers and space cadets. Each year we celebrate Asteroid Day.
Except now there's an alien.
What's happening now?
I don't know. I don't like the way that guy looked at us, the alien. Like we're doomed.
I've just informed the president.
How long can they keep us?
I'm in no hurry. I like the desert. I like aliens.
You want to pull them out too?
We can
Hey,
pull
there's,
it.
we're back. That's Asteroid
was
City
a-
and it's
we're
playing,
fast.
it's Wes Anderson, so to be quirky, we showed the French subtitles.
Ooh la
I think
la.
that's all that's on,
Well, you know, there's so many French restaurants out here, that's why we did it in French.
good backpedal,
Yeah.
said no one ever. All right, so here's, what are we talking about next?
Actually, we are talking about, I guess, unconventional.
It's kind of like the next wave of medicine, natural medicine, blending CBD hemp with Chinese herbs, dragon hemp.
Kevin Menard joins us. He
Yes,
is
yes.
the proprietor of Dragon Hemp Apothecary in Sag Harbor. If you haven't gone by,
There's the whole line, right?
there's
there.
some of the line. You have to go by.
Most
By
of
the
the line, yeah.
By the way, the store, we'll show it in a minute, is probably one of the prettiest stores retail stores I've ever seen.
Thank you.
Oh, look, that's the front of the
Yep.
store. Nice gardening, nice gardening.
Yeah, we just did a whole creative branding relaunch. You see, we have a new awning right
You growing
there.
your own pot there in the?
No, that's in the back. That's in the back. We can't be on the street.
And look at
right?
that inside. Isn't that,
Yes.
it's stunning.
cool.
It's
Yeah, I was really lucky. The concept of the store is one that meets sort of old Chinese herb pharmacy meets modern apothecary. And one of my buddies is Alfredo Paredes, who used to be Ralph Lauren's #2 guy for all the stores around the world.
Right.
And so when I created the store, he was available to help me design it. And so my brand aspiration has always been Aesop. And so that kind of like premium, elevated, clean look. And that's what we're shooting for. And Alfredo did an amazing job with it.
Well, the hottest category in dispensaries is the upper end.
Right.
There are a lot of them that were also what you would maybe call a head shop these
Right.
days or those days. Those came and went, and not everybody's doing well in this category, but the upper end seems to be killing it. And there's a couple that just opened in Manhattan,
Right.
downtown, that are like uber expensive but select, and I guess that's what's happening here, except that you've mixed in the Chinese.
Right, so
Herbal
those are
thing.
dispensaries, and that's cannabis derivatives. I do CBD hemp derivative. Do you guys know the difference between cannabis and CBD?
Well, only
Plants?
that you can't sell both.
Exactly.
You can't sell both.
Correct.
Sag Harbor.
Oh, okay.
Correct. So cannabis products like flower, pre-rolls, all the stuff, THC products mainly, need to be sold in a dispensary.
Okay.
We sell CBD hemp, which is legal under the 2018 Farm Bill, so that's what we sell at Dragon Hemp. What we do is Dragon Hemp is a therapeutic product line that blends CBD and hemp extracts with Chinese herbs, formulated to optimize and amplify the benefits of CBD to reduce inflammation, to address sleep, improve energy and focus, and reduce pain and inflammation. So some of our products are over there. They come in. Our most popular product is the sleep tincture. Most of the people that come in.
This is and we're showing. I'm holding it here. That's a droplet.
Yeah,
Those
it's
are
a
drops.
tincture. So it's a 1 ounce, and you have a dropper, and you put it under your tongue like a full dropper. Let it kind of squish it around and swallow. And our patient base is say like 45, 50 plus, right? It's a lot of people who are starting to suffer from inflammatory conditions, stress, arthritis.
When I hit
can't sleep.
45, I'll come in.
Okay, you're just under my wheelhouse, just under that. And what we do is all of our products are premium. All of the CBD hemp that we have is organic, either certified organic, definitely organically grown, and the herbs in it sort of activate the CBD. Actually, they activate each other. And
So you were saying the sleep one is very popular, but you
Yes.
also have a wellness one. So
Correct.
what's in that doesn't put you to sleep?
So
It's
what
like
will put you to sleep.
Dayquil and NyQuil?
No. So the sleep tincture has different Chinese herbs that really kind of calm the mind, help you get deeper rest, faster rest, and help you stay asleep all night. The wellness tincture is certified organic, full spectrum CBD oil. So it just sort of calms your nervous system. So if you're a little anxious, you just kind of like, it's sort of a daily wellness.
Right now.
Yeah, that
He
just
makes
kind of
me
like.
so anxious.
Yeah, that just kind of lowers the temperature. But what we do have is hemp-derived Delta-9 THC gummies, which is in that pack over there, Leisure Gummies.
Delta-9
And it's
sounds
5
scary.
milligrams.
That's one more than Delta 8.
Yeah. No. Delta-8 is synthetic. Don't go near there. We
Oh,
can
really?
have
There
whole
is a Delta
conversation.
8. I was
There is
just
a
kidding.
Delta 8. No, there is a Delta-8.
Nice ad lib.
Yeah. There's a whole thing
That got us
happening.
in trouble.
There's a whole thing happening in a lot of states where Delta-9 is not legal. So they're synthesizing like CBD to create Delta-8, Delta-10, Delta-6.
Right.
And many of them are synthetic and don't metabolize in the body. Anyway,
But in the
That's
meantime,
another
you're,
show.
you're 5 milligrams of hemp-derived THC, and is that a low number? I see a lot of 10 milligram. and-
so 5 milligrams is a good number, right? Everyone's different. And the people that come into the shop, first of all, they're coming in they have different kind of conditions going on.
Right.
And a lot of these people wouldn't walk into a dispensary for a lot of the reasons you just mentioned. They sound like a head shop. So they trust us. I'm a sports medicine acupuncturist. I've been practicing Sag Harbor since 2012. I've done a lot of work in the community. So the environment of Dragon Hemp is one that's educational. People come in. They know, maybe they know a little about CBD, but they don't know the difference, say, what is full spectrum versus broad spectrum, et cetera. They don't know the difference between a cannabis plant and a CBD hemp plant. So we educate them in all that. It's experiential in that it's beautiful. All those jars you saw are raw Chinese herbs. And those are the herbs we actually use in
I thought those were
formulations.
pot buds.
One-
They would be at some places.
Yes, and we do have one jar of actually locally grown CBD hemp, which smells exactly like pot.
Oh, it does
right?
smell the same.
You know what? They're the same plant, right? They're just different strains.
Right.
So a CBD hemp plant is high in CBD and low in THC.
Got it.
In fact, it's 0.3% THC by dry weight basis. That's the law. So, and also the shop is consultative. So a lot of people come in, they have sleep issues, they're on medication, they're in pain, they have anxiety. So they're looking for natural remedies, right? They're
Right.
tired of taking pills. A lot of the younger ones are tired of taking Adderall. A lot of people are tired of taking Ambien and all the other stuff. So all of these products, they're effective. They're fully guaranteed.
But they're also very new, so how do you know what they do and don't work with from prescription medicine? Are you basically saying if you're using Ambien to fall asleep, this is a smarter alternative to that?
Correct,
Right.
correct, because Ambien doesn't really give you a deeper sleep, and a lot of people are tired of taking medications. They want a more natural solution. And CBD calms the nervous system down. small amounts of THC is very therapeutic, like 2 or 3 milligrams. And when you combine it with high doses of CBD, it really helps you fall asleep and stay asleep. And that's actually in our sleep tincture. Every dropper is 50 milligrams of CBD, 10 milligrams of CBN, which is cannabinol. It's the molecule when THC ages and degrades, it changes its form and it becomes non-psychotropic. It doesn't get you high, but it helps you to sleep. So when you combine those two, it's sedative and the THC, and so per dropper is like around 3 milligrams of THC.
Okay.
Now it's derived from the hemp plant, so we're allowed to sell it and formulate it in here.
Now, how did you first get into this? You weren't originally doing this. You were on Wall Street, weren't you?
No, I worked in media.
Oh,
I
you
worked
worked
at
in-
MTV for a while,
Oh,
and I
God.
worked in digital for a while, and I used to work in the .com back in the late '90s when all of these different sites were the future of entertainment. They're all
Right.
gone, right?
Oh, name one, come on.
Pseudo.
I don't
Remember
even remember
Pseudo?
that, no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pseudo Live TV down in Soho. It was incredible. The guy that started it was considered himself like the Andy Warhol of the internet.
Right.
Yeah,
Josh
that was
Harris.
like a loft or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah. He had a loft
factory
down
thing.
on Broadway in Houston. It was crazy.
And then you got from there, and then you started.
So yeah, so in that time actually, when I worked at Pseudo, I was always been curious about acupuncture, right? I practiced martial arts over the years. There was something that really resonated with me, and I wanted to get an acupuncture treatment. And actually, funny story, back in those days is when you can email the whole company. Remember that?
Oh, yeah,
You'd be like,
yeah.
if you had a query, you'd be like, oh, it's sent to all, right? And you send it to everybody. And I worked in this
Like
very
Jerry Maguire.
I know, and I worked in this very artistic, Andy Warhol type place, and I asked everyone, if anyone's gonna know a good acupuncture, it'd be this crew. And I got 2 names, and one of them was this guy named Abdi Asadi. I was like,
Right.
this guy sounds good. And I had my appointment with him, and it was a profound experience. I mean, he was a very talented healer. I could feel the energy move throughout my body, and I became like just hooked almost
Right.
immediately. And I had regular acupuncture treatments, and over time he became my mentor and really opened my eyes to Chinese medicine theory. And I found it, I just really resonated with it, and it just made sense to me. And over the years, I worked in media for many years. I was in digital, then I was in television, then I went back to digital. I developed a strong Rolodex of acupuncturists. There are some that's great for the back, there's some that's great for energy, there's a lot of different styles. And then when the crash happened in 2008, 2009, I had the opportunity, I was like, I can stay in media, I really like it, I'm good at it.
Right.
Or I was feeling a pull to wellness. And I was like, if I'm gonna do it, now's the time. And really the only
Media
thing.
makes people sick.
It
So you wanna go-
burned you out,
you wanna
it
go
burned you
wellness.
out, yeah. But I loved it, but it was like, it was like 2008, 2009.
It's a young person's business, as I always say.
It really is.
Yeah.
Advertising's a young person's business. And so I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to graduate school and study acupuncture, and that would be the doorway that I would walk through. So anyway, went to grad school, interned with some of the master practitioners, learned herbs, did a lot of martial arts, and really studied this kind of old school Chinese medicine, which really resonated with me. I had some really great teachers and mentors.
Right.
And then started practicing. I ended up in Sag Harbor,
Right.
kind of serendipitously.
Right.
And in
Remind
in
us of where the
2012,
store is.
Dragon Hemp.
Right, no,
What's
where
the
it
address
is.
on Main Street?
Oh, 108 Main Street.
108. Main
108, it's
Street.
right next door to the cinema.
And you also have a website people can order online?
Dragonhemp.com.
And,
You also have a great voice. Would you read the weather?
I would.
okay.
All right.
Oh, God.
It better be
man.
good.
Give us a rest, Kevin.
Sunday and Monday better be good. We have big plans outdoor.
How many people, how many house guests do you
Ad
have
lib
this
around,
weekend?
make it sound
10.
better.
Oh my God, I thought you had me beat.
And
You had me
five,
beat.
and 5 dogs. Yeah, it's insane.
By the way, do you have stuff for dogs at Dragon Hemp?
Not yet, but we will, because it really
Dragons,
helps
yes.
dogs. What's that?
Dragons, yes, but dogs, no.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, with Dragon
Oh my
Fire.
God.
Yeah,
Go back
yeah,
to
yeah.
weather.
Okay. July 4th weekend weather brought to you by Douglas Elliman and the Melissa Cohen Group with William Ravis Mortgage. July 4th high in the low 80s and a low in the upper 60s. 25% possibility of a stray thunderstorm. Saturday high in the mid 70s and a low in the mid 60s. Sun rises at 5:20 and sets at 8:24. Partly cloudy. Sunday high in the low to mid 70s, overnight low in the upper 60s. 50% chance of showers at times and thunderstorms Sunday night. Sun rises at 5:21 and sets at 8:24. And there's a full moon. Sunday night is the
Oh,
official moon.
oh wait, that was a
All right.
dog, that wasn't a wolf.
Yeah. So what is the September full moon? Is that the harvest moon? Or is
That's
that is the hunter's moon? Do you guys know?
Boy.
No?
I have
Okay,
no
all right,
idea.
well,
What is
hunter's
it?
moon?
I think it's Harvest Moon.
Harvest moon,
Moon.
harvest
Thank you,
moon.
Jody.
All right, Southern harvest, right? Monday high 76, low 67 with scattered thunder showers. Sun up at 5:21 and setting at 8:24. Humidity all weekend around 85%.
Whoa.
Nicely done.
You do have a good voice, actually. You should do
Thank
VO
you.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can take
Appreciate
Bill's
it.
job. You know, Bill actually, what was your big one? What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Yeah, I did a lot of advertising.
Yeah. So anyway, we'd love for you guys to try these.
Oh,
These
okay.
leisure gummies, like I said, are the interesting thing about these, they're 5 milligram THC, and because it's hemp derived, you also get a lot of the cannabinoids, which are the active ingredients in the CBD hemp plant. So it's high in CBD. Okay, this formula right here is amazing. So these are pain balms.
Oh, is
right
this the
here.
one, you helped me actually with something with my back?
Yes,
That
these are
was
the
one.
pain balms. So what I created, like, it's CBD blended with Chinese herbs. As I said, it activates it. All these, the Chinese herbs that, the formulas that are used in these pain balms.
Something happens to me, I loved my family very much.
They wish they could say the same.
Right, yeah, the formulas are based in these martial arts trauma formulas. So for
Okay.
like.
Are
like
you
what-
the only one doing that, by the way, mixing these?
I'm one of the few. They have a couple other
proprietary technology.
acupunctures that are doing it kind of on a smaller scale and keeping it very kind of esoteric. We're Dragon Hemp. We just finished a whole creative rebrand. We have a new website that's launching in a couple weeks. You guys are seeing, I just got these babies in today.
Oh, the wellness.
If any of you guys have ever worked in products, yeah, so that particular product, it's super
Smells
This is a
concentrated.
very unusual consistency. I thought it was gonna be more of a cream.
Yeah.
And it has a,
It smells
it's
good.
almost like
That smells
not
amazing.
wax, but
Yeah.
there's a,
Yeah, some really great emollients. Everything is
and it
natural.
doesn't smell bad. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm so used to all of these ointments and creams, CBD or not, smelling mentholy and kind of, this has a little bit of peppermint or something.
That's a
to it.
compliment coming from
Yeah.
him, because if you ever see his bathroom, and it's
Yeah.
like oceans of potions and lotions, and he still looks
I'm-
like that.
I'm really happy you
But if I
said
do-
that, because this particular form, we had our OG line, which we've been sold out for months, so we finally got the stuff in. It took forever to come in. That arrived yesterday, these arrived today. That formula, even though it's a 15%.
So I'm your first guinea pig?
Yes, you are,
Oh, God.
actually, you are. Even though it's
I'm
15.
feeling woozy.
I know,
Hey,
15.
if you just joined us, this is QVC, call in now, these are gonna run out really quickly.
Take one of these and you'll feel woozy. But it's 15% menthol, which has that really strong
Yeah,
smell.
yeah, I
But we
got a little
counterbalanced it with these really strong Chinese herbs like frankincense and myrrh. Think of Christmas, right? The
Yeah.
wise men. Very aromatic Chinese herbs that actually help reduce pain, increase blood circulation, kind of balances the aromatics of it.
That's key. I keep hearing blood circulation is,
Yeah.
is really crucial to
Blood
healing
circulation is good for good health, for sleep, for anxiety, for all those things, and pain.
and pain.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll take two and call you in the morning.
Once again, Main
Excellent.
Street, Sag Harbor.
108 Main Street.
Dragon, and the website again, do we have that?
Yeah, dragonhemp.com. We are relaunching it. It's there. There's only a few of our old products there, but this week you're gonna see all the next week you're gonna see all the new stuff.
All right,
Okay.
cool. Thanks,
I'm back.
Kevin.
Thank
Awesome
you.
at weather
Thanks, Kevin.
and everything. Yay,
Excellent.
for
I
the
can't believe
audience.
it's gonna rain Monday. It really sucks. Yeah.
You know what? You never know out here.
There it
because the
is.
weather-
Yeah.
there it is. So
Hey,
come by and say
yeah.
hello to Kevin and Dragon Hemp on Main Street.
Just a couple of minutes left, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
We're- We're gonna eventually learn how to get guests on and off elegantly, but as you can see, we haven't perfected that yet.
Oh, it's okay. We're
Couple of
going.
minutes left. Happy Fourth of July weekend to all of you. If you're wondering where they are and aren't doing fireworks, I can tell you that Saturday, Amagansett at the Devon Yacht Club. Tuesday is at Montauk's Umbrella Beach. Southampton North Sea Road does it Sunday night. And West Hampton Country Club on Monday. Sag Harbor doing it Saturday night. And Main Beach in East Hampton is respecting the wildlife, the piping plover, and for some reason. They have a really good pack, or a strong, they lobby.
Lobbyists. Yeah, they have strong lobbyist group.
Saturday.
They're funded by the Kochs. So
Saturday,
you know.
August 19th. Hey, you know what we forgot to tell people about was the other things that are going on this weekend, including there's the Jazz Fest, which is happening in Southampton on
Oh, and Nancy
Saturday.
Atlas is at Wolford
Our
this
friend
weekend.
Nancy Atlas has been on
Sunday,
this show.
July 2nd, 5 to 8.
The Love and Spoonful are playing in West Hampton. That's also Sunday.
Will John Sebastian be there?
I don't know.
And Oh, cool.
Fourth of July party.
And this is something you might see me at, Gentle Yoga with Jason, Sunday, July 2nd, 9 a.m.
Jason,
at
we
the
didn't know
Longhouse
you had a
Reserve.
side hustle.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jason's
that's a
doing
different
yoga.
joke.
Yeah, you gotta do things.
Different
you go.
Jason. That's at Longhouse Reserve, more at longhouse.org.
Can we thank everyone in the next 40 seconds?
Yes, thanks to all our guests for coming by.
Yeah, Jane
Jane
Ubel
Ubel
Meyer, and her website is once again
Bedsidereading.
bedsidereading.com. And also I want to thank Melissa Cohn and John Brady. And also want to thank Marco Gladwell. That's gladwellclothing.com. Also, you can buy it at Sag Harbor. Once again, Kevin Menard, Dragon Hemp on Main Street, Sag Harbor. And thank you to our crew. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jody. Thank you, everybody. Bill,
Galen,
thank
the
you.
intern, Galen was gonna make her network. Well,
Debut.
is this a network debut?
This is not network.
Next time.
Feel better, Bridget.
Bye, Bridget. Feel better.